I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Makakadash. Double honor to my apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And peace and blessings to your Arkin that's pushing this truth. This is the brother Yakalam from the GMS Boston camp. And on the one Ratazal through the Spirit, this lesson is edifying as well as a faith builder. That money won't save you. Here you have, I came across a couple of videos that popped up in my algorithm on TikTok of these dudes flashing stacks, putting it to their ear, bragging, and really it's fiat paper. We say it's fiat paper because they took away the gold standard. It's not backed by gold, and on top of that, he's about to do away with that. This is why you have all these lessons that are being brought out about their NWO. Now they're talking about their carbon footprint. And that movie, because art imitates life and life imitates art, shit, it's going to be like that movie, I believe it's called Out of Time or In Time with Justin Timberlake, to where, the rich people are going to have a majority of the credits, while the poor, Elder Yashawamba from the GMS Dallas camp, his page being Remnant, I posted in the link. He's been going into beautiful lessons on the carbon footprint and how it all plays a part, and how these devils, they want to get rid of the undesirables. I'll definitely post that link. Adarantazar wants to give me the Lord willing. I'm going into that. So here you have these dudes. They love this fiat paper so much that when it collapsed and Esau offers the next best thing, which is the MOTB, which is the mark of the beast, Jake is going to go right into it. Jake is going to go right for it. And this is why 1 Timothy 6:6 tells you, but godliness with contentment is great gain. For we brought nothing into this world, and it is certain we can carry nothing out. We're actually rich. The most precious thing is just truth. The water Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, Adarantazah, that were a part of that number to receive that mercy and to receive that deliverance in the day of judgment on this place. But the Lord gave us our greatest treasure, which was just wisdom and knowledge, because that's going to be the stability of thy time. And I'm going to get into the precept showing you that those riches ain't going to save you. These devils can't cut the Lord a check. The Lord's not looking for no credits or no carbon footprint system or none of that bullshit. This is why the Lord said, can you pay me a recompense? But it just goes to show you, we brought nothing into this world, and it is certain that we carry nothing out. Here you had, these pharaohs and these other kings and stuff with all type of gold buried with them because they believed in the afterlife. They can take that with them, but that's not the case. Scripture says your body goes back to the earth because that's what you were made from. The earth goes back to the earth, and then your spirit goes back to the Lord. And this is why it says, but godliness with contentment is great gain. Contentment with the Lord gives you. The Lord said, does he not give us our daily bread? As a matter of fact, you had King David that said, Lord, give me enough, just enough that I don't give me enough so that I don't curse thee, Salakia. And don't give me enough that I may forget thee. But when you look at these people, and I got the precepts, I'm going to get into them and showing you how money has caused them to forget the Lord. Because in order to be rich and have abundance in this world, you have to live wickedly, man. You have to live wickedly. And it says not even thinking on the millionaire status and on the billionaire status and what these so-called, I'm going to just say Jake celebs do on the left-hand side. Even when you look at Jake, what's glorified amongst us? Drug dealers, rappers, stuff like that. That form of witchcraft right there. You selling drugs and pushing it upon your people. You're doing wicked things. Niggas are killing for some fiat notes. And it says right here, and having food and raiment, let us be there with content. If the Lord puts a roof over your head, because, when Yahweh Shai came on the scene, the scripture goes into how basically the Son of Man didn't have a roof over his head. The Lord was basically, back during that time when our nation had more unity. You would set your neighbor up if he was in need. So imagine that. The second in command of the whole universe, he didn't have a place to call a home when he walked this earth. So that's a blessing that the Lord lets us, Arkim, go home. You know, even though we know they're fucking prison boxes, but we get to go home. You know, every time we get to eat, whether it's breakfast, dinner, or lunch, that's a blessing from the Lord, it says. And having food and raiment, let us be there with content, especially when there's people dying of hunger. And what more when that famine kicks in? But they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare. And I mentioned, especially on the low level jakes that want to push drugs, how many niggas are in jail? And Salaki, I said it like that because I was trying to say ninjas, but then I caught myself. You know, as I'm doing this lesson anyhow, our page is on a strike, so this is gonna go straight to my Odyssey. And basically going back into what I was saying, how that temptation and that snare, because these dudes, you know, I had made a post before. Dudes are out here selling drugs and killing their people, not to get their moms out the hood or give themselves a better life. It's the front. It's to stun on some niggas and to fuck some dirty assholes. Let's just keep it a buck. A lot of niggas are out here hustling for that case. They're destroying their people for that case, man, to look like the man. And all that does is breed jealousy and envy. How many dudes are in jail because of that? How many dudes are in the grave because of that? I knew a dude, he got shot. He was a big time dealer, I heard. He got shot and his whole bottom half is missing. You know, this dude got a bag and he's in a wheelchair. But before that happened, he was the man, right? This is why it says, but they that be rich fall into temptation and a snare. And look at those, even Jake, that quote unquote made it. Those celebs. All the alphabet acts that they have to do. All the sacrifices they have to do. The list on the Jeffrey Epstein Islands, you know. People are shocked that they see Chris Tucker and the Carters on there. What you think? You really think they got it because they were talented? No, they were chosen. No, they sold out. And it says, for the love of Salakia, it says, and into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which drown men in destruction and perdition. And I mentioned that. And of course, Jake, being an ignorant, not understanding that the curses, you know, that evil eye towards our brethren, what? They end up leading to destruction. A lot of men were put in the grave due to their love for our money and what came with it, because it's just a vicious cycle. You take somebody down to take over the block or just, you know, to be the man. Someone else want to be the man and they take you out. It don't stop, man. And that's why in verse 10 it says, for the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some covet after, they have erred from the faith. So if you out here chasing money, how can you give the Lord his time? Not just giving the Lord his time, because, you know, you have to go and you have to work in order, you know, if you don't work, you don't eat. And once again, ultimately, it's the Lord that provides for us. But if you have to do all these wicked things just to get some paper, you are going to err from the faith. And that's why the scripture goes into serving two masters. And I got that, but let me finish this. It says, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. And I'm missing this on Nerios. Dudes get certain women based off their money or certain things. In a minute, the money dries. They lose friends. They lose women. But thou, O man of the Lord, flee these things and follow after righteousness, godliness, faith, love, patience, and meekness. Why? Because once again, you can't take them riches with you. Once again, on the day of judgment, those riches ain't going to save you. Also, when this devil implements his NWO, what? That cash ain't going to be worth nothing. You either going to take that mark, as Revelation says, rich or poor, great or small, to buy or sell. That's going to be the case. And matter of fact, because I mentioned in verse 7, for we brought nothing into this world, and it is certain we can carry nothing out. This is why Matthew 6:19 says, lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doeth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. And that's just not even just the, you know, you can have, it makes me think of the scene from The Dark Knight Rises, where Bane was basically, he broke into Wall Street, and the dude was like, that's fine, I don't keep my money in the bank, I keep it under a mattress. And he was like, well, if you let them do what they do, that money under the mattress will be worth nothing. So it goes to show you, you ain't got to worry about just a thief coming in and cracking your safe. These devils will steal it from you with all type of righteous decrees. You see this devil, Biden just signed in that law to where they got close to 90,000 IRS tax agents, and they're sending them after small businesses and our people. So they'll take that money from you either way. And what way they going to do it, don't matter how much riches you got. And the elder from London went to a beautiful lesson showing you how these banks only cover close to $200, I believe, in $50,000. So if you got millions of dollars in there and something happens to the banks, they're only backing you $250,000. And what it tells you, for where your treasure is, there your heart be also. If your treasure is just truth, that's where your mind is going to be. Not of this world. It says the light of the body is the eye. If therefore thy eye be single, thy whole body shall be full of light. So you know how Jake always about the bag, chasing the bag? That's their focus. And they're going to chase it till they die. But it says, but if thine eye be evil, the whole body shall be full of darkness. Hence what I just said. Therefore the light that is in thee be darkness. How great is that darkness? No man can serve two masters. You can't be out here chasing the bag. Once again, the Lord gives us what he wants to give us. You know, brothers always say, like, man, I didn't know how I was going to pay that bill, but the Lord came through and I was able to pay it, or I was hungry and the Lord came through and fed. And with these examples, we use those as faith builders, because what more in the day when, once again, the only way you're going to be able to buy or buy or get some food is if you have that mark. So what more, you know, trusting in the Lord. If the Lord's looking out for us now, out around this over those men, what more in that time of need? And that's why it says, no man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve the Lord and mammon. And this is the thing. Ultimately, Jake is serving mammon, because who controls that money? Whose face is on that money? Eve. This is why Jake is going to go take that mark, man. They, you know, not even because they starving out, but just to have it, just to still live a wicked lifestyle when they don't even know. This is why Micah 2:1 says, what? Depart, for this is not your rest, man. And this is Matthew, matter of fact, Matthew 9, I'm staying in the book of Matthew 19 and 23. It says right here, then said Yahushua unto his disciples, verily I say unto you that a rich man shall hardly enter into the kingdom of heaven. And this is why when they asked Creflo Dollar that, you know, he had tried to backpedal on it, because when you look at these men, once again, how you get those riches. And these men, of course, they erred from the faith. They took that 501c3, even though it's that amongst Yasharallah that I know they're Israelites, they err from the faith, because here they are to become rich men. They had to water down the truth. They had to hide the truth. And this is why these devils, man, you know, when you look at it. So I lock you for the noise. I'm taking a break on the job. Truck driving by just made me kind of lose my point. So I lock you. I don't want this. It comes back. Okay, come on. Going back into that, a rich man shall hardly enter to the kingdom of heaven, because these are men. You know, they choose riches over the truth. You know, especially when Creflo Dollar came out and was saying, like, you know, he was teaching wrong on tithes. Is he going to give the people back their money? No. And it says, and again, I say unto you, it is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter into my kingdom and to the kingdom of heaven. Why? Because you have to be lowly in this thing, man. You have to be lowly in this thing. Not saying that the Lord doesn't bless some brothers more than others, you know, and those brothers that are blessed more, you know, always help out. You know, always give. You know, you give what you can and what the Lord provide you with. But more so going into what? The riches of this world. They don't want to give that up, man. They don't want to give that up. They don't at all. And let me see. I got a couple of more precepts. This is Proverbs 24:19. It says, fret not thyself because of evil men, neither be thou envious at the wicked. You know, when you look at them, how they live, especially with Jake, you know, driving in nice cars, or you see them in the jewelry stores. And I'm not into jewelry like that or stuff like that, but just to see how certain Jake, on the aspect, you know, they got nice houses and they live comfortably and their children are comfortable, you know, it can be vexing at times, but once again, man, I don't have to say, well, I'm part of that number. We don't want it on this side. We don't want it in the kingdom to where, you know, because you know, in order to truly be blessed, it means to be bowed down. Basically, someone bowing down to you. And when you look at the Floyd Mayweathers, and I like cars, he's showing off all these different exotic cars and this and that. And once again, when you come into the truth, you realize he ain't rich. The average Jake wants to be like him. They want to have the jewelry. They want to have the women. They want to have the cars. When really that doesn't mean nothing. It's all temporarily. But this is why the Lord said, fret not thyself because of evil men, neither be thou envious at the wicked. For there shall be no reward to the evil man. The candle of the wicked shall be pulled out. As a matter of fact, Luke 6:24 says, but woe unto you that are rich, for ye have received your consolation. And Elder Yashawamba did a beautiful lesson a while back. Like in the kingdom, Jordan ain't gonna be nobody. We ain't gonna be thinking about how he dropped 60 points on the Celtics, or we ain't gonna be looking at Floyd Mayweather like, yo, remember when you used to stand on the money stacks, or you had the Maserati and the Bugatti? Because that's not gonna mean anything. That means something in Eve's wicked kingdom. That means something here. That doesn't mean anything to the Lord. This is why the Lord said, what? To stack your treasures in our heaven. But woe unto you that are rich, for ye have received your consolation. Because the scripture says what? The first shall be last, and the last shall be first. Those that are at the bottom shall be at the top, man. Nobody gonna be thinking about Jay-Z, how much he sold, or his lines about being billionaires. None of these niggas, dog, because they was all wicked. It says, woe unto you that are full, for ye shall hunger. Woe unto you that laugh now, for ye shall mourn and weep. Once again, referencing back to the Batman movie. All those rich people thought they was good, but when times got hard, what happened? Their shit got ramshacked. Their shit got ran through. That's the same thing with these devils, getting comfortable thinking everything's good, but forgetting eventually those that are hungry and those that are starving, like the people, they're going to come for yours, man. This is Proverbs 11:4 because I mentioned it. Riches profit not in the day of wrath, but righteousness deliver from death. So when you can't cut that death angel no check, he ain't taking no carbon. He don't want your carbon credits. He doesn't want the fucking digital currency that you have on your chip. That's not going to save you. That fiat paper, that's not worth nothing. The ruble, the yuan, that's not worth nothing. That's not going to profit you in the day of the wrath. As a matter of fact, just to show you, because what it comes down to is those that love this money and they serve Mammon, basically they're going to serve E. I was kind of getting into that. How, E, that's whose face is on the money. That's who they distribute everything by. They're in control of it. That's why they're able to dump their current system to add on, to add a new one. And niggas is going to go right with it. But guess what? There's consequences for that. And with this lesson, it's a warning through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Y'all don't get that. Your riches won't save you. Revelation 14:9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Lord, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb, and the smoke of their torment ascending up forever and ever. And they have no rest day nor night who worship the beast in his image, and whoever so receiveth the mark of his name. So those that are going to comply with this devil, especially when this devil comes down, and I know I spoke on the flashy lifestyle of wicked niggas, but Jake in general, those that are on E's public assistance, food stamps and stuff like that, because y'all, the scripture says in Hosea 4:6, because my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. And I mentioned earlier how wisdom and knowledge is going to be the stability of that time. Because Jake don't know who their enemy is, they're going to run to them. Because the Lord didn't reveal unto them that the MOTB is the mark of the beast, they're going to go and take that thing just to eat. Stare at Operation Siege. Matter of fact, go to the scriptures in the account of Judith, when these devils took over the water supply, and Jake was already, our people during that time, and they were more connected to the Lord. Men were already to have their wives spoiled and brought into captivity all over a couple of days. So imagine when this devil puts a lock on things, So fuck that money, fuck that fiat paper. Once again, us brothers have jobs, we don't go and get the money, but the Lord, the Lord provides us with enough of what we need. So I hope this lesson was edifying as well as a faith builder. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim, Makakadash. Double honors to my apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And peace and blessings to your argument that's pushing this truth. Till next time, Yahshua. Shalom.